From the UK to the USA.
Shout out to the whole Mayhem squad, man, all the way from North Carolina.
It's the Friday Mayhem Clubhouse Show with Antony B and Mr. Carlos.
You know, he's a top actor. I tell you what, I'm just impressed with him. I'm impressed with his energy. You know, we just get all the stars on.
We do.
Yeah.
Stars amongst stars. That's what it says.
Okay, here's a little bit about Christopher B Duncan. Here we go.
Everything, from the heavens to the smallest crawling thing in this stain on the map you call a city. Milton? Is that you?
Yeah, obviously.
Good Lord. My eyes must be playing tricks on me.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave now.
Huh?
The hotel owner is very strict about women who do what you do.
Ooh, you're gonna take me to a room where the hotel owner is going to give me a very tough, sexy talking to.
No, you're gonna leave or we're gonna call the police.
He was arrested for bank robbery.
Is that right? Corey? He's a good boy. That don't sound like him.
It felt like somebody else put him up to it.
You implying something? Kids mess up, that's on them. I'm the president of the United States.
Is that your excuse for everything? I can't take Lucas to drum practice because I have a meeting with the Prime Minister of Luxembourg.
The Prime Minister is very long-winded. Wouldn't shut up. My country is very tiny. This makes it difficult for me to negotiate in the way that I need to. Samir Aziz, one of Zalim's rising stars, still at large. He was heading up the mission.
What was the plan?
Break into the U.S. Embassy in Islamabad, plant a device. Jamie, turn that rubbish down! We have neighbors!
I can't hear you. I didn't hear you say.
Oh, two can play at that game! Barishnikov!
Okay, he's in the house. He's in the
definitely
house.
here.
I tell you what.
I wonder if he still got those moves.
Hey! Oh!
Hey!
Hey! What's happening, gentlemen?
Yeah, what's poppin'? You all right? You good?
Hey, no complaints at all. That was quite the journey there to watch some of those clips. I enjoyed that.
It took you back, did it? Took you way back.
It definitely took me back. And I'll tell you what, I do still have those moves, just so you know. I may be older, but I can still whip out that mic and some pop locking, whatever it is. I got it.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's good. Hey.
You know, this frame is too small for you to see the whole thing, but you know.
Yeah.
I got it in me still.
Yeah.
You know.
That's good.
I brought the frame up, man. Let's see.
Oh, give you a bigger.
You know we got it. Here. Okay, no, I'm gonna. It's all right, man. I'll go back.
No pressure.
But I tell you what, though, regarding Michael, I don't know. You know, as we go on in the interview, at some point, if I'm able to share that story when I actually met Michael, I'll be happy to share that with you because that was an experience like no other.
Oh, we're gonna come on to that. We got so many questions to ask you, Christopher B Duncan. Welcome to the show, by the way.
100%.
Thank you very much. A pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Sorry, is this the first interview you've had from somebody or a couple of suave and sophisticated guys in the UK?
Yeah.
This is my first interview from sophisticated gentlemen from the UK.
That's the one.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Definitely.
Yeah. There it is.
Me and you, we're going to be good friends. I can feel it.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to give you an introduction. Over to you, Mr. Carlos.
Well, first I'm going to say, how did this all get started for you?
Well, I would say at the age of I'm going to say about 8 or 9, I remember seeing, interestingly enough, Michael Jackson
Right.
on TV.
Okay.
And he was singing with his brothers, the Jackson 5, and something in my young mind and body was awakened. I can't explain it other than to say it wasn't that as I watched him, I suddenly felt, oh, I want to be a singer. No, it wasn't that. It was the connection that he had with the audience. So it was the fact that he was such a strong performer. Yeah. Something inside of me was awakened to this notion of wanting to be a performer.
Okay.
But it was from having seen his energy at that time, though. Next thing you know, I was in English class, and when I cut ahead to high school, I was in English class.
Right.
We were reading Shakespeare aloud in class.
Yes.
And my English teacher, after we were done, she walked over to me and she said, listen, I think you have something going on there.
Okay.
And I kind of looked at her and thought, okay. I was kind of shy when I was in high school. I was an observer instead of really getting out there on the court of life, so to speak.
Yeah, sure.
But nevertheless, she actually took it upon herself to walk me down to the artistic director of the theater in high school and asked him to consider me for the upcoming play, which was Thornton Wilder's Our Town.
Okay.
I auditioned for the play.
Good, yeah.
I got the role.
Wow.
Okay.
When I walked out on stage, the first night of the opening night,
yes,
I was overcome by this energy that waved through me. I knew immediately because, again, like I was saying to you about Michael and the audience when he was performing.
Yeah, sure.
When I got out on stage, when I literally stepped out on stage and I felt the connection between myself and the audience, this energy waved through me and it said, this is your life's work.
Yes. Yeah.
And I haven't looked back since, because after that, I went to the University of Colorado Boulder. I got my BFA in acting.
Yeah. Okay.
So I had classical theater training.
Yeah.
We studied Shakespeare, Chekhov, Ibsen, Strindberg, all the great classic playwrights. So that's really how the journey began, from that young age to this vision that, I haven't looked back since.
And it sounds as though that first experience that you've done, sampling that energy between yourself and the audience, it seems like as it ignited a fire within you that told you, look, this is me. This is what I was made to be. This is what the creator put me on the earth to be.
This was your calling. Yeah.
Did you feel that? Was that,
like I said, it actually felt, it was an energy, but it felt as if, for lack of a better description, it felt as if a kind of voice was waving through me on some level that I didn't fully understand, but I could feel its power.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was this overwhelming sense of knowingness that this is your life work. Period.
Right.
It's amazing. I was gonna say to you, look, is it safe to say that you became recognizable from the Jamie Foxx show?
Yeah.
Do you think that made you a household name?
Well, I'll say this. I don't feel I have a household name yet.
Okay.
I definitely have an industry name.
Right.
Okay.
People in the industry overwhelmingly know who I am because I've done so many different projects.
Yeah.
But in terms of having a household name, you really have to be in some of those A film or in some of those television shows where they're just like the Jamie Foxx show was a very popular show.
Yeah. We had it in the UK. Yeah.
But we weren't on a major network.
Right.
So if you look at shows like Friends, I mean, there's so many I can think of.
Fraser. all those kind of
Fraser,
stuff.
exactly right.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
loves Raymond. There's,
Yes,
the list is
exactly
endless.
right. Seinfeld, all these shows.
Yeah.
Those shows, because they have such an enormous viewing audience, people on those shows naturally become household names.
They do, yeah.
But again, in answer to your question, so I'm not quite at a household name yet. I say yes because I'm still working.
100%. Oh, listen.
So I've got a question. Why do you think that is? Is it because you're not getting the roles, the lead roles, the top roles? Why do you think you're not a household name right now? What do you think it is?
I think number one, so many different factors play into it.
Yeah.
Timing,
Okay.
opportunities, good fortune,
Right.
but opportunities more than anything. Because
Yeah, sure.
this game is so filled with politics,
Yes. Yeah.
nepotism, big producers doing favors
Yeah,
for people that they work with. And, it's the political aspect of this game is big.
Okay.
But what's also important to note is that I've been making my living as an actor for over 30 years now.
Yeah.
And there aren't many actors in this business
That's still,
who can say that. So
Yeah.
I'm considered a journeyman actor at this point in my career, meaning I continue to work in comedy, drama, action, all of it. I'm known in the industry for my range.
Okay.
And so even though, and by the way, there aren't that many actors who even get a chance to be at that household name level.
Yeah.
And it frequently doesn't necessarily have to do with talent.
Of
So
course.
sometimes, what you're saying is sometimes it's who you know.
And sometimes it, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm just saying sometimes it sounds like what you're saying is about who you know.
Yeah. And
You know,
sometimes
it
it's
depends
luck
on
as
who
well.
you know,
Mm.
whether you get let in or not.
Yeah.
Whether they let you in.
And luck as well.
Luck, but also we live in this age where things that are sensational get a lot of attention on social media.
Yeah.
So there are people who have household names and they may not even have a craft under their belt, whether it's acting, singing, you name it. Like if you look, for example, at some of the popular YouTube stars out there, it's because they were filming some kind of
nonsense
of people doing things that are incredibly obnoxious or compromising to their health or whatever it is, and suddenly they become these big. But so that's all marketing. It's a marketing machine.
Yeah,
I agree. I totally
100%.
agree with you. And I tell you what, I can resonate in what you were saying because obviously we are around the same age. I used to have a TV show in the UK many years ago. As you were saying, the social media front wasn't around. There was no Instagram, Facebook, or anything. So you had to go through the hustle to try and get to that level. It was very, very difficult. So when I was on TV, I had a little bit, not major, but a little bit of a household name. But now I'm seeing guys on TikTok, social media, they're hitting numbers. But what's happening, Christopher, is that's another route for them to go on terrestrial TV. Yeah. And I've seen so many, and they haven't even got the talent. So what you're saying, Christopher, makes 100% sense. You've gone through the right channel, going to college, university, to get all your degrees to be where you are now. Mm-hmm. But now there's a lot of people on TV and they're so-called, quote unquote, superstars, but they've gone through the social media platforms to get where they are. And I think that's a crying shame because some of the real talented actors, actresses are being left behind.
Yeah.
Here's I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
For example, if social media had been around when the Jamie Foxx show was on, my numbers on social media would be
ridiculous.
Through the roof. Through the roof. You know what I'm saying? But
millions.
that wasn't around then.
It wasn't. Same with mine. Yeah.
So I've always kept those things in the right, healthy perspective because, you know, once one gets on a popular show, your numbers go through the roof.
Yeah, 100%.
If that show ends and time goes by and one isn't on a show, the numbers may, you know, stay the same or they may dip. But it's not like you can take that stuff too seriously because this business is no doubt about marketing.
Yes.
I've always here's what's unfortunate. I've always said to people regarding this kind of climate we're dealing with social media, if I were to find, and I would never do what I'm about to say, I'm just making a point here.
Yeah,
if I were to find some little independent camera crew, and find out where Halle Berry was going to be staying at a hotel. Wait until she came out of the room, have a camera crew on her, and walk up to her and say, Halle, listen to me. I can't see you anymore. I need you to leave me. I need you to leave me and my family alone. Now, Halle, of course, would be looking at me like I was out of my mind. Right? Justifiably so. However, with that footage, next thing you know, I would be on some talk show.
That's right.
So how long has this been going on between you and Halle? You know what? I don't like to get into my personal business. What Halle and I have is our personal business. I'm not going to get into it. But suddenly there'd be all of this attention and nonsense. And mark my words, not a month later, I'd be in some big film.
You'd be a household name.
Definitely. And it'd probably be called Entanglement.
Part 2.
Hey. But now I just want to say, the lovely, exquisite, very talented Halle Berry. You know, I'm just making a point.
We know it's nothing.
I have nothing but deep respect and appreciation for her work. No, but since she's such a popular actor in the game, that's what I'm saying. No matter who it is, the same story I just mentioned, I don't care whether it's Scarlett Johansson, Salma Hayek, we could go down the list.
Any of them.
Anyone.
As long as it's an A name and it's some kind of salacious, provocative situation, that's what brings attention, like on a whole different level.
Perceptions.
Christopher,
perceptions.
We hope not to see you on YouTube doing what you just said.
See on CNN. Hey!
And you know what's crazy? And the unfortunate part is, no matter what any given woman would say, like in that scenario, like if it were Halle, I know of Christopher. I've never really met him. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Halle, but I don't know him. It would be perceived as what? Denial. Oh, sure. She doesn't know Christopher. Oh, yeah.
That's what makes the world go around, Christopher. Stories. But listen, let me run something by you. So out here in the UK, and of course in the States, the Jamie Foxx show, which you played Braxton, which was very funny. We know there must have been hundreds of men auditioning for that role.
Well, I want to hear this story.
I was told your audition story.
I want to hear it.
It's quite interesting.
Go.
Can you share that with us?
I would love to share it with you.
You know, that question, by the way, wasn't rehearsed or anything. It's just a question.
We just
no. You're good.
We know the story.
You're good. Let me give you the quick nutshell about what happened before the audition, which is I've been in Hollywood for about 7 years at the time. I was pounding the pavement. I was working hard, getting work in television and film, but not enough to feel like I was getting ahead to the degree that I wanted to.
Yes.
So it started wearing on my spirit. I ended up leaving LA because I wanted to get back in touch with my love for the craft. Because all of that frustration and rejection and the egos in the business and the politics, it was so wearing on my spirit that I lost touch with why I'd gotten into the business to begin with, which is my love for the craft.
Okay.
So I moved to Chicago,
Right.
where they support and respect the theater.
Hmm.
I was out there doing work on main stage at the Goodman Theater, which is one of the most respected regional theaters here in this country. I was doing film work out there. So the next year, after being out there for a year, I said to myself, let me go to LA, let me go back there and audition during pilot season.
Right.
And maybe bring some guest starring money back home. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
So what do you think was my first audition after having been out there for a year and having gotten back in touch with my love for the craft?
Surprised me. Jamie Foxx show?
That's it.
Okay.
So, and remember, mentally, spiritually, physically, I was free. I was no longer suffocating the work that I loved because I have to get that TV series. I have to get those films. I wasn't allowing my life to be free. I wasn't allowing things to just breathe and be flexible.
Yeah, sure.
So suddenly, by leaving LA, I'd given myself the gift of freedom.
Yeah.
I started playing again with the work because even though it's a craft, it's about playing.
Of course.
So I go to the audition. Jamie Foxx is in the room.
Yep.
Bentley Kyle Evans, who is the executive producer and co-creator. He also co-created Martin. And, tons of other shows. So I go to the front door of the audition, and Dee Dee Bradley, the casting director, she says to me, Chris, I wanted you to know ahead of time that Jamie is going off the page.
All right.
And it's throwing a lot of the actors off.
Okay.
I said, wait, hold on. Are you saying he's improvising? He said, yeah. I said, Dee Dee, I'm from the theater. If he wants to improvise, we're going to dance.
Okay.
And she went, oh.
Okay. Go do your thing.
So now let me break this down for you.
Yeah.
In the script, what was written in the script was Jamie simply supposed to, it's a scene where I'm at the front desk of the hotel and I'm talking with Garcelle's character, Garcelle Beauvais' character, Francesca.
Yes.
That's the scene that I'm auditioning with. Is I'm at the front desk, and I'm talking with her, and Jamie's supposed to interrupt us.
Okay.
What Jamie's supposed to say in the script is, "Excuse me, partner. I just want to get a word in edgewise with this fine young lady, if you don't mind. If you can just, let me do that, partner."
Very good.
That's what's in the script.
Right.
And then I'm supposed to respond by saying, excuse me, as you can see, I'm currently speaking with this lovely young lady. And after I'm done, you will have your time.
Okay.
That's what's written.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not how it happened. When I walked into the room, I see Jamie and he gives me a nod. He's like, "What's up?" I said, "What's up, man?" We go over and start the scene. And what Jamie does, instead of the writing that I just shared with you, Jamie walks over to me and he literally starts whittling. And there's an actress in the room who's reading the part of Fancy. There's an actress there.
Yeah.
So Jamie walks over to us and he goes, "Look here, Brian Gumble." He called me Brian Gumble.
Oh man, that's not a good look. I've seen Brian Gumble.
Which as you know,
I know,
was obviously a dig.
Yeah.
That was his little moment of improvising. And then he got surprised because as soon as he said, "Look here, Brian Gumble, I'm just trying to get a word in edgewise and you all up in this woman's grill. I mean, come on, partner." I said to him, "Excuse me, you rapscallion." Now, when I said that, Jamie's eyes blinked. He looked at me. He was like, I could tell he was stunned. And after I said, "Excuse me, you rapscallion, I do not need your falderall and ballyhoo.
Love that.
Yeah, cool.
Now, I ask that you use your manners, and if you cannot use your manners, I ask that you leave. In front of the entire room of all these producers,
Yeah.
Jamie looks at the producer. He breaks the scene right in the middle of the scene. He breaks and he looks at the producers and he points at me and he goes,
Got to take him. Got to get him in.
"This motherfucker."
Yeah.
I don't know if cursing is cool on your platform.
That's
or not.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay,
Mayhem
that's
show, man. It's the Mayhem.
what he said.
Yeah.
Jamie said, "This motherfucker."
Yeah.
The whole room fell out.
Yeah.
The room fell out. I mean,
Yeah.
the laughing was so thunderous. It was beautiful. And
Yeah.
Jamie was stunned. He didn't know what to say to me after I said that. So while all these producers are laughing, I stayed in character. And I looked at Jamie and I said, "Well, are you going to use your manners?" He looked at me and he went, "Boy? Boy?" He was stunned, speechless.
You caught him. You caught him
You
off
caught
guard.
him. You caught him.
He had no idea that I was
That's a
going
great
to challenge
story.
his improvising to the degree that I did. Because remember, like I said to you, I was free. I didn't care.
You didn't care. Yeah.
I didn't care that all these that the
Clear
president of Warner Brothers was in the room.
Yeah.
These big producers were in the room. Jamie himself was in the room. But for me, I cared about the work, about
Yeah.
having fun as an actor and being committed to those moments. And once that happened, I got called back again and again. But that chemistry that Jamie and I had from the very beginning, that was indicative of how our working relationship would play out throughout the entire show. Because for the entire 5-year run, he and I would try and playfully throw each other off, like while the cameras were rolling, with improvising here or you know, I mean, there's so many examples I can't even begin to tell you, but that's why it was such an amazing 5-year run.
Yeah.
You know,
And you
because
could prove. Yeah, go on.
no, I was gonna say because we had such a great. It was 5 years of pure joy. Of going to work and laughing to the point of having to grab my belly and asking Jamie repeatedly to just please give me a break, man, because that man had comedy coming out of his ears.
Yeah.
You see, you know, I wish we had this here because, you know, it just gets on my nerves and it's just not the same energy.
You know, sometimes
you have to come back with your own comeback now.
Yeah, you know what it is. Sometimes they just don't appreciate they're working with greatness. You know, so it takes time. Sometimes you've got to pass away before they realise you're a legend.
Okay, let's move
You
on.
know, that's all.
Well
it is.
done. Well,
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Truly appreciate it.
You're funny, man. Okay,
See, like,
do you wanna
the
read the,
chemistry between you two speaks for itself. And the thing is, you can't buy chemistry.
That's what,
Yeah.
You can't work on it.
No.
Okay.
It's either there in terms of working chemistry,
Yeah.
or it isn't. And that applies to all relationships. Like, I don't care if you're talking about a working chemistry like you two have, a working chemistry like Jamie and I had during the show, or if someone's talking about even on a totally different subject, romantic chemistry. Even there, like you look at some actors, some actors in film, and some just have this chemistry together when they have like romantic comedies or two actors are in love or whatnot in a television show. It doesn't matter how they look.
Yeah.
It's an energetic thing. Some actors have
I say it all the time.
I
say it all the time.
I'll be honest with you, Christopher. It's been really challenging working with him. I spent many years trying to get him on my page, and finally, I can say that he's nearly there. He's nearly there.
Nearly. Well, that's good. So what you're suggesting is he was way far,
it was
so
well
far
out.
away, and your time and growth have allowed him to get a bit closer.
You know, it's amazing what some dark glasses, a bit of dye can do, and a new hat. So it's amazing. The change is immense.
I love the way you rock red.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Not everybody can do that.
Not everyone can.
Okay. We're here all night.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
we've got a couple of questions, final questions. You want to read out the next one?
And then you've gone on to play a variety of characters since then. You played guys, you played bad guys, you played doctors, lawyers, and more. Did you find it difficult to be cast outside of the nerdy Braxton type character?
Thank goodness, the year that the Jamie Foxx show came out, which was 1996.
Yeah.
I had also done a film. Remember, I told you when I was in Chicago, I had, in addition to being in the theater there, remember I said I had done a film as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That film was called Original Gangsters.
Okay. Yeah.
Original, and actually spelled gangsters, not gangsters.
Yeah.
But Original Gangsters,
Mm-hmm.
I played the lead gangster in that picture. And it was with so many of the black stars from the 70s. Pam Grier, Fred Williamson, Ron O'Neal, who played Superfly. And by the way, speaking of that film, Jim Brown, who may he rest in power. I don't know if you know, but I just saw that he passed away today.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I saw that.
So Jim was in that picture as well. But so many of the black superstars of that era were in the film. But my point being, since I played such a dark character in that movie, that came out the same year as the Jamie Foxx show.
Okay.
So people in the industry kind of looked at me in both those roles, one comedic and one dramatic, and they thought, wait a minute, this is the same actor playing this role.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, playing these roles. So
sure.
I immediately established my range as an actor from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So that helped tremendously in terms of the industry.
Okay.
Now, are there people, as you mentioned, I still do drama, comedy, action to this very day.
Sure.
And I believe that my range speaks for itself.
Yes.
So, and I'm grateful to be able to continue to work in all these different genres. There are some people in the public out there who do, because Jamie's show was so popular, who still see me as Braxton.
As Braxton.
Yeah, and I get that. I get that. I accept that. That was a dream job. I love playing the character. So I'm not offended by the fact that some people see me as Braxton. It's just I don't see myself that way. I know that I'm far more in terms of my acting range and in terms of who I am as a person and as an actor.
Okay.
But another reason why I feel I've been able to avoid, just being pigeonholed like that is because I haven't played any stereotypes in my career. I think if one plays a stereotype as an actor, you can be stereotyped.
Be labeled.
Yeah, labeled. Yeah.
Be labeled.
Because even the character of Braxton, there were so many potential traps that I could have bought into, but I chose not to. Because for example, I remember early on, the producers talked about the possibility of having me with my pants up by my chest. Maybe snorting when I laughed. But see, but that's caricature stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And so I rejected it, and I explained to them. I said, "Wait a second, Braxton, that character went to Cornell, so he's a bright guy.
Yeah.
He's a gentleman. And even though Braxton doesn't have the kind of polished social skills that Jamie's character has, he still means well.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's bright and he's strong, young man. So that's why I didn't buy into all those traps like that. And
Okay.
you know,
All right.
I really quickly, I don't know if you know this, on that show as well, another reason why it's a huge hit, is I met my dear, beautiful wife on the Jamie Foxx show.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Some people don't realize that.
How long you been married for, Christopher?
This September, it'll be 25 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
You're
My wife, my dear, wonderful wife, Susan. You remember we were just talking about chemistry?
Yeah.
Woo. Let me tell you something. To this day, we share such a powerful chemistry.
Love that. Love that.
She played Braxton's girlfriend for a year. She played the role of Cameron, and that role was known as the GPS gal. That's a takeoff on UPS.
Okay.
So the moment we met, fireworks like you can't even imagine. Like you can't imagine. And
yeah,
we have 3 kids.
Yeah,
they're all teenagers now. My family, they are the love of my life. I couldn't.
Do you know what, Christopher? I can see it in your eyes, and when you talk about your family and your wife in particular, you talk about them with passion and love. You know, and that's the same with myself and Carlos, particularly. You know, I've been married around the same time as well, and you know, we just laugh, we have fun, you know, and I think that's what makes a healthy marriage. So, you know, I salute you, and you really do talk with love with your family. So,
family is key to everything.
Everything
we do is based around our family, providing for the family, supporting the family, guiding the family, and doing what you're told for the wife.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, and listen to the wife. You're gonna have to listen to the wife.
As my wife told me, your wife is a happy life.
Well, congratulations to both of you as well with your relationships. That's love is a beautiful thing, and
it is.
Yeah, like I said, that's one of many gifts from the Jamie Foxx show. Not just the work itself and working with such an amazing cast, but to have been able to meet my wife there.
Yeah, it's great.
Beautiful thing.
Oh,
okay, so finally, Christopher, what is next for you? What's next?
So please be on the lookout. I don't know if your audience is aware of a wonderful show called Swagger.
No.
Swagger, the first season can be streamed right now on Apple TV.
Okay.
Now, just to give you a quick rundown, Swagger is based on the real life experiences of Kevin Durant, the phenomenal ball player.
Yeah.
It's based on his experiences coming up the ranks when he was younger playing ball.
Okay.
Kevin Durant is one of the executive producers of the show.
Right. Okay. Got you.
Okay. Along with a powerhouse producer and co-creator, Reggie Rock Bythewood. That brother is unbelievably talented. And his wife, Gina Prince Bythewood, they're just a powerful couple in the industry. And Gina directed The Woman King.
Okay.
The movie The Woman King. But nevertheless, going back to Swagger, I will be throughout the second season.
Okay.
The second season is going to start airing June 23rd on Apple TV. So for those who haven't seen the first season, you can definitely air it, as I said, right now on Apple TV. That way you'll catch up with what's going on. Yeah. Second season starts June 23rd. It's also going to premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival in June as well.
Okay. All right.
So I can't give away all the story points, of course, but you'll see me throughout that entire season. I'm so proud of the entire team and what we have put forth in that season. Just please tune in.
Looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Do you know
what, Christopher, you've got a story to tell. You've got stories to tell. Myself and Carlos, we're going to be doing a podcast. Yeah, and we'd like to invite you on, and then we could just have a chat just about life, just about everything. If you're okay with that, Christopher.
I would love it. Please, anytime you name it, we will chat. It sounds good to me. Period. More power to it.
Definitely a date, my friend.
Definitely.
And by the way, in terms of, we talked about social media earlier.
Yeah.
If people want to see what I'm doing and so forth, I'm at on IG at Christopher B Duncan, and same thing for my public page on Facebook at Christopher B Duncan. Same thing for Twitter. And the way I tell people to remember my name.
Okay.
Just remember that Christopher B. Duncan.
We're gonna have a fun on that podcast, man. Well, listen, it's really a pleasure.
Thank you, Christopher.
And I also want to thank Tara Bennett Smith for making this.
I love Tara. I have nothing but love for Tara. She's a mover and a shaker, and a dear friend. And I'll just thank her.
Yeah.
This has been a pleasure, gentlemen. A pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Has this been one of the best interviews you've ever had?
This guy.
It's the way he's just laughing. That means no.
Ever.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'll forget that.
I had to put a little bit of robot in there. I mean, that's taking it way back.
Again. Once more. Let's see it once more. Go on.
Yeah.
Your main screen now.
Those kids are thinking my dad is embarrassing us.
Yeah. They're going, is this dude really doing the robot from 1970 what?
No,
but you know what? Again, it's been a really good time, gentlemen. I appreciate it.
We had fun.
And let's at whatever point the podcast is all good.
It's gonna be fun. But listen, have yourself a great weekend, Christopher, and be Duncan. And we got you. And we'll speak to you soon. Yeah, you take care.
Okay, thank you.
Do the same. All right, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, so this is the Mayhem. Oh God, we have him.
From the UK to the USA.
Shout out to the whole Mayhem squad, man, all the way from North Carolina.
It's the Friday Mayhem Clubhouse Show with Antony B and Mr. Carlos.